Hey everyone, Dula here, back with another quick video for your viewing pleasure. For today's topic, we'll be returning to everyone's favorite Western streaming platform, Crunchyroll. Or at the very least, an ex-Crunchyroll producer, one Marissa Blakis, hope that I pronounced that right, who spoke with another YouTuber named Brandon Violeta on his podcast a while back. To set the stage for our topic for today, Brandon Violeta's channel looks like it's focused on getting to know about people behind the scenes of the industry, like tech, media, show business, so on and so forth. In the episode for Marissa, it was about an hour and 20 minutes long. During the podcast, they went over her time growing up, her interest in anime, and her experiences working in the anime industry as a producer and later an executive. And it was during this conversation an interesting subject that piqued most people's curiosity was brought up involving Hollywood and how most people in the industry view anime as a medium. Anime Corner as usually has a story on this and even has the quote for what she said during that part of the segment. In her own words, she stated the following.
I think so, yeah. I think that there's still some generations within the industry that view anime as pornography or something weird, which is really unfortunate. Or there are people who just associate anime with shonen anime or whatever's coming out of Shonen Jump, nothing else. Which is really unfortunate because obviously there are every medium under the sun that anime offers. Yeah, I think those are the biggest misconceptions. Or there anything that pertains to what women want to watch or consume has to involve magical girls or something.
Now, I don't think anyone was honestly shocked for what she said. Hollywood as a whole has always looked down, or at the very least had an unfavorable perception of animation as a medium.
It's called anime.
If your name's not Disney, then your movie or show be damned. Even though anime and manga has been growing in popularity in the West, as shown in my past videos, that still doesn't change how the average person perceives it. However, hearing this from someone who's not only worked close to that side of the industry, but also has the credentials that she does, is a good thing to hear. I honestly genuinely mean that. I really recommend that you check out this podcast episode she was on. She gives you a lot of insight on how her decisions were made, how they were handled, specifically during her time at Crunchyroll. The link will be in the description below. Oh, and don't forget to leave a like on this video as well. A comment goes a long way. And if you enjoy my coverage on these type of topics, please subscribe for more future content. But getting back to the topic at hand, I do agree with her, and I'm sure many people who did watch this, and probably is watching my video right now, do too as well. Hollywood, or to be more specific, the people in Hollywood, have always had a problem when it comes to animation as a whole. As I've stated, some people in the industry just don't respect it. Unless like a specific company is affiliated with their actual animation, the movie, the TV show, or what have you, or a specific actor is doing the voice role, for example like Chris Pratt for Mario, many people in Hollywood just don't give a fuck. Hell, even critics whose job it is to actually watch and review these things, and I'm talking about mainstream critics, I mean they're publications that come from places like Rolling Stone, or The Verge, or anything like that, right? An example for this one would be the Minecraft movie that was just released. Before that movie was released, remember how people were already starting to look at it and not feel so great about it after the first trailer, seeing it, the terrible animation, the fact that Jack Black was playing Steve, the very open and bad dialogue. Yeah, a lot of critics are already putting protectors for it, claiming using that tell-old phrase that everyone just loves to hear. It's meant for kids. Yes, that beautiful line that I just despise to no end from when I hear it from people. It doesn't matter that something is meant for a child. Shouldn't you still want the product to be written well? Don't you want the child to experience something wonderful and very, very telling of someone's creativity? Why are you just denigrating it to saying oh, because it's for kids, it doesn't matter if it's shit? It's such a stupid phrase and I hate it to no end. Heck, of course, that's not the only example I can give, and I'm sure you guys have a bunch of experiences with this type of stuff too, but specifically for me, when I first started to notice this, perception Hollywood would have towards animation was during the 2014 Oscars. During that time period, Frozen was, of course, nominated. Y'all remember Frozen 1, right? That fucking song lived rent-free in my head for over a year because I had a friend who loved it and she just had to have it be played in the fucking CD. Oh, memories. But yeah, back on track. During the 2014 Oscars, Frozen was nominated alongside 4 other films: Hayao Miyazaki's The Wind Rises, DreamWorks' The Croods, Illumination's Despicable Me 2, and a French studio called La Petite Productions had a film called Ernest and Celestine. To make a long story short, Frozen took home the Oscar. This in and of itself wasn't the biggest upset that I had about this, rather how and why it won. You see, it was revealed that Frozen was the only film that received any votes, but not all the votes. You see, not all the judges casted a vote that day. Why, you may ask? Because some of them didn't even see the film, nor the other nominations. To add to this terrible situation already, some of the people who actually did watch it said this was the only film they watched because it was Disney, or because their child really wanted to see it, or because it was popular.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Another great example of just like the actual industry, or the people within the industry not giving a fuck about not just animation, but anything that's considered like, lower than their standards, is of course one of Martin Scorsese's famous lines that he delivered during an interview, that Marvel films are like theater park rides. It's not cinema, it's something else, and theaters shouldn't be invaded by them.
Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
The fuck does that even mean? By definition, the movies are cinema. They are crafted and created for the theaters. So him saying that just tells me just this pompous answer of like, oh, I don't consider them to be at my standard of filmmaking. Regardless of how you feel about Marvel and Disney and all the movies in current day, you can't say it's not a film or it's cinema because it's not up to your snuff. That's ridiculous. It's a retarded statement, and he just sounded like a pompous ass when he said it. Alright, the last example I'll give comes from one of our most renowned critics of his age, Roger Ebert. Him and his partner were some of the most prolific critics in the business. They were considered the quintessential people when it came to cinema and art. So, when Roger, being who he was, couldn't help but give his perspective on the ever-growing popularity that was the video game industry, in his blog he wrote, quote,
I remain convinced that in principle video games cannot be art. Perhaps it is foolish of me to say never, because never, as Rick Rakeman informs us, is a long, long time. Let me just say that no video gamer now living will survive long enough to experience the medium as an art form. End quote.
Dear Lord in heaven. Okay, before he made this point, games like Bioshock, Zelda Wind Waker, Super Mario Galaxy, and Shadow of the Colossus, just to name a few, had already come out. And you're telling me these games aren't art that I wouldn't have lived long enough to see for the actual medium to become or considered to be art by people like you? Oh, thank you, Jesus Christ, Roger, for your amazing analysis. Please tell us simple folk how to properly identify what is art and what isn't. You can kind of see why now what her perspective was in the beginning when she spoke about Hollywood looking down on anime didn't really come as a surprise to me. I doubt the future would be no different. Many people are going to have their same opinions in the medium. The corporate execs, the bigwigs, the managers, the producers, the actors, and so on and so forth have been holding on to the little bit of relevancy they have for the past few years now. The Oscars and many other award shows, their ratings have been dwindling. It's like comparing the once long flowing river to the backwater creek it is now. Late night television's no better, their views are down as well. And of course we can't forget the prominent Western cartoon focused channels like Nickelodeon, Disney, and especially Cartoon Network. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video right here. Hell, I didn't think this one was gonna be going for this long anyways. Nothing wrong with adding a few extra minutes so long as you got something to say, right? And boy howdy do I have something to say about the state of current day cartoons. But I'll save that for another video. For right now, thanks guys for watching. I hope you have a good morning, a wonderful afternoon, a beautiful evening, and a blessed night. Sweet dreams.
1, 2, 3, 4.